The referees definitely 100% helped Ottawa. They actually helped Ottawa, and it was obvious last night. And the Leafs still managed to win. I wonder, I never looked at what the final box scores were. According to this, the Leafs had 6 penalties, and Ottawa had 4. But that's not quite accurate, because the way they were called, or the Ottawa penalties, a couple of them were offset. So it came at the same time as the Leaf penalties. And 2 of the Leaf penalties, one was complete bullshit. So the Leafs already, in the regular season, when there's a team killing a penalty, you've got to do something fairly obvious, fairly bad in order for them to call a penalty when you're already killing them. It's rare you go down 2 men because they just don't like to call those. When it comes to the playoffs, it's extremely rare. Like, you almost never see a 2-man advantage because, again, you'd have to do something pretty obvious and fairly extreme for them to call the penalty. Last night, Toronto's killing a penalty, and they make a really soft call. If I remember right, it's like Ridley Gregg and John Tavares kind of, for like a split second, kind of get tied up with each other, like kind of brush against each other or something, and Ridley Gregg falls down, and they call it tripping on Tavares, or hooking or holding, or they called something, but it was a complete fabrication of a call. And it puts Toronto down 2 men for like a minute and a half or a minute 40. Complete bullshit. And there was so many calls they let go on Ottawa throughout the night. It was ridiculous. Ottawa should change their name to the Ottawa Interferers, because interference, like, it's a thing. Toronto, most teams in the NHL dump and chase. Toronto all night's dumping and chasing, and they're doing this slalom trying to get to the puck and getting there far too late because Ottawa's just interfering with the guy and not letting him get to the puck. I'm like, that's interference. You can't let them do that. They're doing it all night long. That completely changes the game. You got to allow the guy to get to the puck and challenge for the puck on dumpings, and they're not allowing them. The way it's written up in the rules, you get like a steamboat or 2, depending on the referee, in order to sort of interfere with them to make them go around. But then after that one steamboat, you got to disengage, but they're not. They're like altering their path, getting in front of them, blocking them. Like, it's ridiculous. So that bothered me, but I expected it. I knew that was going to happen. Even if they didn't care about Toronto winning the series, they want every series in the NHL to go 7 games, because the more games, the more money the NHL makes. And if the Leafs sweep Ottawa, well, they're losing money. So, of course, they're going to want Ottawa to win a game or 2. So I think that's why the referees seemed so desperate last night. But the thing that really bothered me last night was in the 3rd period, Leafs are up 2-1. Tkachuk skates over the blue line, and it was like a 2-on-2 or something like that. So, like, there's one defenseman on Tkachuk. Tkachuk wires it from the top. Doesn't even wire it. He wrists it from the top of the circle. It was a good, hard shot, but it was no screen. It was from a distance. Stolarz was in position, or should have been. There's no reason Stolarz shouldn't have stopped that, and he let in a very soft goal. And Stolarz has been unbelievable for like over a month now. He's been maybe the hottest goalie in the NHL. Actually, scratch that. He's been the hottest goalie in the NHL, and then that goal was so soft. I'm like, that's not good. If Ottawa actually ended up winning last night, that would have probably went to his head, and he might have lost confidence. Luckily, they ended up winning anyways. I hope that was just a one-off, because that was bad. The puck went right into the net, and Stolarz seemed to be out of position. Almost like he let the puck go by because he thought it was going to miss the net, but it didn't. It went right into the net, by 6 inches. Last night, there was a face-off in the Ottawa zone. The face-off came back to Benoit. Benoit took a slap shot, which wasn't a bullet or anything. It was almost more of a fluttering slap shot. And then he scored. Went right in. So 2 overtimes in a row, and he's the overtime hero.